Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today. I finally have finished a book. I've been in kind of a book slump. Normally, I can finish about 2 books a week. That is just not happening. I am in school full-time and I work part-time. I'm a mom, so just bear with me. I'm hoping to pick up my reading habits better. Especially with making YouTube and just everything. Anyways, so I read The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry, and I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek into my reading, like what it's like when I actually read. So, or like my thoughts during the book. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some videos that I took while I was reading. And then I'll meet you back here. Though this is going to be a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear any type of spoiler, just skip over the next, I think it's like 3 to 4 minutes. You'll see it change because I'm in a completely different outfit. So skip over that completely, and then we'll come back to our spoiler-free review. I am almost going to DNF this book because, and I am 192 pages in. I don't think I've ever gotten this far into a book and considered DNFing. But honestly, it's a little too sad. And it's a little too, I don't want to say close to home, but being a mom, I would say it's a little too close to home. Pause right now, and if you don't, I can't talk. Pause right now if you do not want spoilers. If you're chill with spoilers, this isn't gonna ruin a huge detail. Like, it's not gonna ruin the story, but it's kind of spoilery. So Harry, our main character, is a single mom who lives in straight poverty, and I don't know why I said straight poverty. She lives in poverty. I was gonna say straight up poverty, and then I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but anyways, she lives in poverty, and she has a son, and right now she's like talking about how hard she works for her son and how she just can't seem to get ahead, and I feel that so deeply. But I feel for this character on such an emotional level because I can't imagine if I didn't have my husband. Like, obviously, because I love my husband, and the emotional support is one thing, but the financial support is another thing. To have a child in this world, to be solely financially, emotionally, everything responsible, I cannot imagine how hard that is. And in this book, the dad has nothing to do with the little boy, so she doesn't get child support, she doesn't get anything. Not only that, she only has like an 8th grade education, if that, or no, actually she might have like a 10th grade education. So, well, basically what I'm saying is she had a baby extremely young. She ran away from home, and so she's not, I wouldn't say, I feel like she was emotionally neglected, and then also had to grow up fast, but didn't necessarily have the tools to grow up, didn't have anyone to show her how to grow up. And I know it's just a book, but right now it doesn't feel like just a book to me, because there are people out there that this happens to, that are living in poverty, that, like, right now it is so hard to just afford life and food. And my family has 2 incomes. And so I can't imagine being the sole provider for my son. And, oh gosh, it's like, I literally almost started crying. This was supposed to be a fluffy horror book. No, this has me like crying. Why am I crying in the club? This book is why I'm crying in the club. And I didn't I didn't want to read an emotional book. I don't hate this book at all. At all. Right now, there's about 100 more pages left, something like that. So far, I'm giving it 4 stars. I just wasn't prepared for an emotional read. I wanted a fluffy horror read, and this was not it. But super impressed with this author that she can create a character that I feel so deeply. And that is why I love reading. Ow, this book just scratched me. That hurt. Anyways, if you're looking for a fluffy horror book, don't pick this one up. However, if you're looking for a deep but also spooky book, pick this one up. Anyways, I'm not going to DNF it. I have to know how it ends. I have to know. But yeah, I'm going to trudge along. I'll let you know when I...
Welcome back. Okay, so now for the spoiler-free review. One thing that is mentioned in this book that I had a hard time with, not a hard time, but I just hate when this is mentioned, and this isn't going to ruin anything, it's like 2 pages in, but it's not during the height of the pandemic, but it's like, the book takes place, like, I would say personally probably like 2022, 2021, where it's still like hard for people to find jobs, and some things are still shut down, but the restrictions have been lifted. So somewhere in that weird, which I feel like we're kind of still in that weird limbo. But anyways, I personally I hate reading about COVID. I don't want to sit and read a book about COVID. I don't know if I would say COVID was traumatic, but I was a healthcare worker during COVID, and I just don't want to think about it. I read to escape. I don't want to think about the real world, if that makes sense, specifically when it comes to COVID. I just want to, like, when I'm reading, I want to pretend it did not exist. So that I had a hard time with, but it was relevant to the story and wasn't at the same time. So this book is about a woman who is a housekeeper, and she's cleaning the house of this director. And by the way, if I haven't already, I read The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. But it's about, she's cleaning his house. He is a famous movie director of horror films, so he has like these horror props around. And she starts to kind of think that maybe the house is a little bit haunted and has like some spooky incidents that happen. This little like fun Halloween-y book, but there were themes like I had already talked about in a little bit ago, that were just a little too heavy for a nice chill book. That is my niece crying upstairs. That is not my child. Just need you to know that. But anyways, it got a little too heavy, and to the point where I was like, okay, I think it tugged at like a heartstring of mine, and I was like, I wanted like a more spooky Halloween-y book, so it did not put me in a spooky Halloween mood. It did kind of make me want to watch scary movies a little bit, but overall, I mean, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. It was a good story. I laughed. I laughed. I cried. I enjoyed the book. I just think I read the book at the wrong time. Like, I wanted a spooky Halloween October book, and that's not what it brought. So, which is very deceiving as what you think it's gonna bring. So, it was almost to me like the vibe of the cover, the vibe of the name, the vibe of the story was all different than what the vibe of, not the vibe of the story, but the vibe of the cover, the vibe of what you think the story is gonna be, and the vibe of what the actual story are different. Vibes were off. And so I would recommend it, but not if you're looking for, what I was, a campy horror. Like, this was more like, it was a thriller, but it was more of a low-key thriller to me. Like, I guess for what I'm used to, it was more low-key. But I did have a moment where I realized this is why I enjoy reading so much, because I can get so into a book and so, like, involved in its world that I forget that I'm reading. And I think Christina Henry did a really good job on the part of forgetting that I'm reading. And also, it made her characters felt like actual people to me. And that's what I also loved about the book and why I gave it a 4 out of 5. I will be checking her out just as an author in general, because I enjoyed it and I want to see what else she has to bring. I will, however, be a little deceived at her vibes, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, I would recommend this book. But yeah, it kind of got me out of a book slump, so that's really nice. Current reads, I'm currently listening / reading The Younger Wife. Oh, that's another thing. I read / listened to it, and I really enjoyed the narrator, so if you're into audiobooks, I would check that one out. But anyways, currently reading / listening to The Younger Wife. So far, I'm an hour into the audiobook, so I'm probably like 3 chapters in or something, I don't know. So far, I'm pissed off to the point, we'll see if I finish this one, because it's very upsetting to me. And I think it's also just more upsetting because, so I didn't even read the back of the book. So what's happening, it's not going to ruin the book for you. It's the first couple chapters. But it's about this lady who has dementia, and her husband is currently, like, getting remarried. And wow, that pissed me off. Specifically, I work in healthcare. I work in an old folks home. I work in a not even a retirement home. What's the word I'm looking for? Assisted living. And I've worked with dementia patients, and to think that, like, if we had a dementia patient come in and stay and live with us, and then I found out that her husband was getting married to somebody else, I think I would lose my mind. Like, and I know it's just a book, but how disrespectful. I cannot. Anyways, so I'm really into it, but it's pissing me off, so we'll see. I'll probably finish it, because I have to know what's gonna happen. Also currently reading Wicked still. Not the Wicked you're thinking of, though. Normally it's on my nightside table, and it's not here right now. Not the Wicked you're thinking of. I'm reading it for mine and my friend's book club. It's about witches, so I'm not very far into it. I'm like 20 pages. And then I also started Home is Where the Body Is, which I am really enjoying so far. I'm only like 3 chapters into that one, so really enjoying all my books right now. They're all spooky October books, so I'm hoping they bring the vibes back up, because I don't know what it is about this year, but it just does not feel like Halloween to me. So I'm hoping that these books will bring the spooky mood, and we'll see how many I can get done within the next week. But thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe. Oh, pause before I end. Hang on. I promised you guys that I had an announcement, and I am super excited about this announcement, about my super fun idea. So I currently have a book Instagram too. It's called Books by Belby, and I'm really wanting to do a giveaway when I hit 100 followers. So I currently have 66 followers, but once I hit 100 followers, I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. So I'm gonna pick 2 of my all-time favorite books, and then it's gonna come with a $15 gift card to Barnes & Noble, and I'm gonna make some really cute bookmarks to go along with it. So make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, share this video with your friends, head over to Instagram, hit that follow button, and then as soon as I hit 100 followers, I'm going to do a giveaway. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I am trying to get more in the spooky mood, I promise. I don't know why this year's just so off for me, but I'm going to continue reading, and we'll see where we're at next week. But make sure to comment down below what you're currently reading. I love you guys. Bye.